Oh god. I have my September TBR, which is super long. And this video is gonna be long, and I feel bad, but we're gonna carry on. Hey friends, what am I punching? Hey friends, what is up and welcome back to my channel. I have my October TBR for you. I don't normally do TBRs, but I need to adhere to a set TBR because recently all I've been doing is going on the Libby app and finding whatever books are available and immediately checking them out. Behind you, not the ones that I have here that I'm actually going to read in October. I have an entire cart of shit that I still need to read that I haven't read. I'm absolutely failing at this, but there's so many books. Some of them are from my personal TBR. Half of them are ones that I got from the library. I was so excited that the library opened back up and so excited for some of the releases that I immediately jumped on that. I'm actually going to start with the library books that I got. Some of these books I'm not going to know the plot of. A few of the ones that I have for my personal TBR are ones that I've gotten in like book crates and whatnot, but a lot of the ones from the library are ones that I've seen people read. And if you are new to my channel, when I go into books, I try to know the least about them as possible. And the reason why I do that is because I want to be surprised. Now, alternatively, I'm not a person who, when they're spoiled from a book, won't read it. But what I tend to do when it comes to picking out books that I want to read is I will find a review from someone I trust or just basically like what they rated it, and we'll get the book based on that. So first book that I have here is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, like probably top 5 favorite movies of all time. I think every basic white girl on YouTube can probably say that, but I truly love the movie. I have heard that the book is a bit different, which is why I want to read it. I feel like there's more story in this. There is a little bit of alternate to what we're used to from seeing the movie over and over and over again. And I also thought that this would be perfect for October. So that is why I picked that one up. The next one I got is because I loved Rory's other book so much that I was like, all right, I'm definitely getting this one. So she wrote Wilder Girls, and this one is Burn Our Bodies Down. First off, her covers are phenomenal. Whoever does her cover artwork, chef's kiss, like it's absolutely perfect. But this one says, the air burns me from the inside. Fire is not like this, not the way I know it. I forgot it could hurt. I forgot it could move. So not 100% on what this one is about. Rory's books are very polarizing for people. Wilder Girls has a very open ending and people hated it, but I fucking loved it. I think I gave it a 4.5. Definitely an author who, when they release new things, especially if I like this one, I'm just immediately going to grab them. I did get this from the library though, because obviously I am trying to support my local library and also trying to not spend as much money. The next one I got is from an author who writes a lot of really wildly popular books, I think, but I've read one book by him. And the reason why I picked this one up is because it does have like mental illness rep in it, and it is Anxious People. This was on like I made eye contact with it through the library and was like, I need to get that. My library isn't open in that you can kind of like walk around, but they do have a section which is called Quick Pick, the Quick Pick section of popular books that you can rent like right then and there that are going really fast. So they have a lot of copies of them, but a lot of people are renting them, which is why I got this one. So I've heard good things about this one, kind of mixed stuff, but as somebody who has enjoyed a Frederick Bachman book before in the past, I'm excited to see kind of what I think of this one, especially because, like I said, it does have mental illness rep. The next book that I have is one that I'm really excited about, and it is Deathless Divide. This is by Justina Ireland. This is the sequel to Dread Nation, so I'm not going to go really into what this book is about, but basically it is a zombie retelling. And for me, I love that book. We actually read it for the bi-monthly book club, and I was one of the few people that did really enjoy it. There's a little bit of drama with the author, but I'm at the point where I'm just like, I wasn't there. I don't know. Like even the drama that was happening online, I'm not 100% sure exactly what it was about. So I am really excited to read this, and I don't know, it was fun. It was so fucking fun. The next one that I'm excited for, this is another one that I know nothing about, and the reason is because I've seen rave reviews on it and that it is an important book to read, and it is something that I just want to experience, so I'm not going to have a whole lot to say about this one, but it is Transcendent Kingdom. This is another one that was a quick pick that is really, really popular right now, and for me, I don't know, like when I see books like this that people are like, it's very poignant, I think people should read it, I like want once again, I just don't really want to know a whole lot about it. Very, very excited though. Like I said, it seems to be a very, very popular book. I know that it happens in the South, I believe, but I don't know a whole lot other than that. But also look at this freaking cover. It's so pretty. It's not a reason why I got it, but I just want to know what it's about. This is actually probably going to be the one that I read first in the month of October. Probably. Hopefully. Alright, the next books that I have here are ones that are from my personal collection. So the first one I have is from one of my favorite authors of all time. You guys know Nanatha Opens the Door to the Universe is one of my favorite books. And it's a contemporary, and it takes place in high school, which is the same vein as this one. It is Where I End and You Begin. I know that this is about two characters who live very different lives, who basically switch bodies, and they end up liking inhabiting the other person's body. Now, Preston writes stories that are both gut-wrenching as well as very light and funny, which is why I'm really excited to read that one. The next one that I have here is You Deserve Each Other, which I've talked about before. This is about a couple who neither one of them wants to get married, but they are engaged. And the reason why they don't just call off the engagement is because there's a lot of money that is invested into a wedding, which I feel like you should probably figure out whether or not you fucking like somebody before you get engaged and start planning that shit. But they go on an all-out war to try to piss off the other person enough to call off the wedding so that they will be the one who has to reimburse and lose all of the money. I've heard mixed reviews about this. I was really excited to read it, and now I'm semi-nervous because, like I said, I've heard such jarring things about people that have read it, but it is one that I am still excited to read because I like characters kind of being semi-mean to each other because I have trauma. The next book that I have here is The Toymakers, which is about a girl who is running away from something. I don't necessarily know what, but that is one of my favorite kind of books to read, and she does come across this emporium where there's more to it than meets the eye. I believe like the toys kind of come to life. This was actually sent to me from a subscriber and a friend, and that is why I'm really excited to read it. They said this is right up your alley, is something that you would like, so really excited to add that to my October TBR as well. The next book that I have here is one that I put on my, I think is going to be a 5-star reads video, and that is Not the Girl You Marry by Andy J. Christopher. And the reason why I'm really excited for this follows our main character Hannah, and then also her semi-love interest Jack. And it is a fake dating, and it's because Jack writes articles on like Tinder and shit like that, even though he doesn't really want to write that. He wants to write harder hitting pieces. And so he does agree to kind of fake date Hannah to write an article about like how shallow I'm assuming things are. The cool thing about this book and what I'm excited for is Hannah doesn't want or need a partner. She doesn't want to date. She's like, I got my shit figured out. But people kind of view her as cold. So she's like, okay, well, fine. Like, I will fake date this dude so that my boss will give me the raise or the promotion or whatever that I truly deserve. So I'm really excited to see that. And there's also, oh, is this a pug? What kind of dog is this? Whatever dog, I don't care. I'm not discriminatory against dogs. Whatever kind of dog this is, I love it, and I'm really excited. Also, it has a blurb from Christina Lauren on it, so we'll see what I think of it. The next book I have here is Conventionally Yours. This is a enemies to friends to lovers, I believe, book on conventions, and it's queer, and that makes me happy. That is why I'm excited. It is also like a road trip kind of book, which I've been kind of in the mood for those sort of things. Recently, when I've been feeling like absolute shit, I've been going on really long drives, so excited to kind of experience this, and I've heard good things about it. So we've got gay, we have road trip, there's only one bed, convention, so we got geekiness as well. Sounds like something I'm really gonna like. The next thing I have here actually has transgender rep in it, and I'm really excited because this is a romantic fantasy kind of novel, and it is Stealing Thunder. I actually got this from a Bay Crate, I believe, and it is about a young princess who leaves her country because her dad obviously doesn't like that she is transgender. And so the book kind of comes to a head because while she is there, she sort of starts to fall in love with this prince, and at the same time she needs to go back to kind of take back her throne. She gets thrown into like a lot of politics, a lot of the war. So I'm excited. Like, it's fantasy, it's love, it's transgender rep. I think it's going to be beautiful. We'll see though, because I haven't heard any kind of reviews on it or anything. The next book I want to read very badly is one that I've been saving for this season specifically, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot more pumpkins out because it's fucking fall time. And I have The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek. If you guys don't know, Good Mythical Morning, Good Mythical More, Rhett and Link basically are my favorite people on the entire planet. I adore them. I love their show. They are on YouTube. If you are interested, just stop watching this video, click off. I don't care, go watch their stuff because they're so much funnier than me. This is a book that they wrote, and they wrote it with inspiration from where they grew up in Bowie's Creek. And I got to see kind of like the behind the scenes stuff of writing it. And it is more thriller, semi-horror-esque as well, which once again will be really, really good for the season. So really excited to read that. And then the last book that I have to talk about is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the sequel to Skyward, which I loved. First Brandon Sanderson book I'd ever read, you know, like actually finished. I started Elantris and hated it. So really excited to read this one as well. I have been looking for a good Brandon Sanderson series to get into, to whet my palate, to then continue with the rest of the shit that he has written, because it's quite extensive. This has one of my favorite character developments in it. It has some of my favorite like AI characters in it. Just very, very good. And like the overall story and like the twists and turns and like the actual depth of this, even though it is YA, is phenomenal. So very excited to read this as well. But those are all the books notwithstanding. I think I'm going to try to read House in the Cerulean Sea and finish Kingdom of Ash also in the month of October. I am listening to Kingdom of Ash on audiobook and really liking it. I'm like 12% of the way through or 20% of the way through or whatever. So I stopped reading it to then finish it in October. And then I'm really excited for House in the Cerulean Sea. I'm also possibly going to try You Had Me at Ola, which we'll see, because I've heard mixed reviews about that one, but I do have that on hold at the library. So we'll see how many of these I actually get to. If you saw my wrap up, I'll put it here for you guys. I read a metric fuck ton of books. I might not put it up here. I don't know which video is going up first, but I read a lot of books in the month of September. So we'll see kind of how many I'm actually able to read, because a lot of those were audiobooks and I was reading them on Kindle. These are obviously all physical copies, but that's going to be it. That's what I'm reading in the month of October, notwithstanding if I have another mental breakdown, if I just get back into a slump, we won't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing. I love you guys a lot. I hope you are doing well, and I will see you in my next video.